All right, welcome back. We're working on note figure 579, note paper box. It's going to be full scale. It says all stock is a quarter inch. A to B, which is A to B, is 6 5/8 or 6.625. B to C, is 4 5/8 or 4.625. We know B to D, so the height of this is 1 inch. We know D to E is a half. D to E is a half. F is 1/4 of an inch, so coming up from the bottom 1/4 of an inch, and G to H is 1 1/2. All right, so let's go ahead and work on doing this in Inventor. All right, I've already created my first inch part. I'm going to start with this axis right here, the XZ plane. And we're going to start with a rectangle. We know the rectangle is, get back and make sure here. We know the rectangle is 6 5/8 long, but 4 5/8 wide. So I know my first number there is going to be 6.625, which is 5/8 is a decimal. Hit the tab. I know my next box there is going to be 4.625. You see my dimensions there? They are constraints, so you can delete those. We know our material thickness is, so all stock is a quarter inch thick. So when we go in here, we're going to go and finish our sketch, and we're going to extrude that bottom up a quarter inch, so 0.25. And okay. I'm going to rotate it around this way. And we go here and sketch on this surface here. I don't know why it does that, but it does every single time. I know my activated box is going to be 6.625. And my other activated box over here is going to be 4.25. 4.625. Excuse me. Hit tab. That should allow us to have encompass the whole box. The reason I did that is to go in here and offset this again. I'm going to offset that line. I draw it on the other side. No, it's on that side. I'm sorry. For some reason it was line's not showing up here. We're going to offset that edge here in 0.25. Now 0.25. Now it will show up. I'm going to finish our sketch. We know our height of these sides were 1 inch. Don't want to do the whole thing. I just want to do the Just want to do this edge here. Coming up 1 inch. There we go. And we just flip around and we're going to go to this end here. Now I know my dimensions on this end. I know D to E is 1/2 inch. I know this is 1/4 inch from the very bottom, which is 1/4 inch down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come D to E on both sides and then come down and find 1/4 inch. So I'm going to sketch on this end. Give me just a second here. Yeah, right here. We come across here, 0.5. We come from the other side, 0.5. One of the things I want to do is I want to show that edge.
Thank you.
No problem. Because I need to see that midpoint show up on this line here. I know that Ward 6.25 is, let's go, 4.625 divided by 2 is equal to 2.3125. Let's minus that. So let's make sure we have the exact center of that line on the bottom. 2.3125. And then we'll go here to here. Now let's finish our sketch. I'm going to extrude that all the way to the back here. I'm going to cut it, send it backwards. We can do 1 inch, but it only needs to be a 0.25. Is it okay? And that goes away. Our next sketch is going to be on this surface here. And we know it's going to be 1.5 inches, but it's going to make back and make sure. We do H to G is 1.5. And we know the whole thing is 4.625. So we go here. So my first dimension there is 1.5. Tab over. 4.625. We're going to finish our sketch. We're going to extrude that up 0.25 or 1/4 inch. It's already there. And then the last thing we got to do is got to put our monogram right in the center of this header up here. All right, now we're going to go up here Add our text. Of course, my name is Glover, so I'm going to add a G for my monogram. I'm going to change this to 0.875 or 7/8. And hit OK. Now, I've got to rotate that. But I figured out an easier way to rotate it is if you select it first. And get your center point. And then you get to go straight up, click done, and then we got to move it back into place. Specify base point. Now we click done. Finish your sketch. Now we're actually going to engrave that into our surface here. One of the things also I want to do, I need to get back to my sketch and do something else with it. I want to offset that outside circle there. Let's do 0.1. Then I'm going to emboss or engrave. I want to cut that in. I want to cut that in a little deeper than 0.1. I'm going to go 0.2. I'll hit OK. Now, that gets the G, but also what I want to do, I want to show you how to do this as well. I'll share that sketch. But I also want to emboss that circle around the side of it, or extrude it. We're going to go backwards 0.25. It's going to cut a hole, but we don't want to do 0.25, we're going to do 0.15. Because your material is only 0.25 thick. So we need to work on that engrave, make sure that was going 0.25 in. Okay. I think I undid that a while ago when I did that engrave. All right, there we go. So we have that drawing completely finished now. You see the circle shows up more, and your monogram shows up more here. We could have chosen to cut this out and push this down, and let your word, your monogram pop up out of here. But I chose to put a circle on the outside and engrave my monogram. All right. So this is going to be figure 579, no paper box. Get it done. If you have any questions, just ask. Okay.